Why don't you kick it off, Rach?
No recognition. I mean, Allie. We have to recognize Allie for her amazing 3-week results. That's incredible. Anybody else?
Recognize a full call. Love seeing all your
I know.
faces
You took
here.
the words out of my mouth.
Full
Yes.
screen.
Still recognizing my girl Yvonne because she's still kicking it.
Woo.
Yes, girl.
And I see your face.
Anyone else? Any wins of the week?
No
I'll
win.
shout out the Zoom crew because it's been popping and it is so cool to see in the morning, especially I wanted to actually shout out Jessica Adams. Her husband is deployed right now for the next 11 months, which is really difficult. So she's single momming it. If you know her, reach out, support her. She's been a long time challenger on this team, and she has committed to dig deeper and been on Zoom like almost every single morning. And when I see her sign on Zoom, it's immediate smile because there's so many other women there too. And that just makes my heart so happy. So, um, thank you for all of you for showing up on Zoom because you never know how much it means to someone that's going through a tough time.
And I just want to say, I haven't been able to work out with you guys in the morning on Zoom, but you can bet my ass is going to be logged in because I really miss that morning crew. But I am doing something around the house while I'm logged in.
So true. You can pop on and read if that works for you for 10 minutes. I mean, you don't have to do it in the morning, of course, but just a reminder that you never know what time someone's on. So being there matters. All right. Before Rach gets started, I just had a few announcements to run through if that's cool. Starting this month, if you look under the mindset tab on body, there's a Monday Fire from Growth Day from Brendan Bouchard. I know we've talked a lot about mental health and well-being and how important that is. And sometimes having a guided thing to follow, we forget that we have these resources on body already. So you guys already have access. So every Monday, there's a new inspirational topic from Brendan Bouchard, who's an incredible personal development guidance and mentor that we've been talking a lot about, but that's part of your body subscription and something that I want to continue to highlight for all of our challengers and community because it's incredible. A lot of us as partners have been using Growth Day, which is a new opportunity to have a personal development tool that puts everything in one space, journaling, goal setting, evaluating your day. It just makes it really simple. So if that's something that you are struggling with, which usually for all of us, we need mindset work, happy to chat more about it one-on-one. But I wanted to just highlight that that's something new that's on your body subscription already. Of course, we have our partner summit coming up in June, end of June. So we're going to San Antonio as a team, and that's open for any partners that want to be there. It's 2 days, and we can share more information about that in the hub. But just wanted to remind you that schedule was updated. And then there is a body bike sale going on now through January 31st. They did a cool Save by the Bell video about it that we can share in the message pod. But that is up for grabs. I've loved my bike. I know Allie loves hers. Danielle just got hers recently and has been loving it. So just something to, if you want to give yourself something back to look forward to, highly recommend and happy to answer any questions on the side. The last cool thing I wanted to share, yeah, I think this is the last thing I wanted to share. Just this week or this weekend, actually, there's now the option when you go on your body app, you can actually download any body block workouts and save them. So say you're traveling somewhere and you don't have Wi-Fi or just you don't want to deal with that or you want to take your workout outside, you can download any body block classes onto your phone and save it. And when you go on your app, if you just go up to your little picture at the top, there's now, you have to update your app to see this if it's not updated, but there's now a tab that says my downloads right under, right at the top here. I know you guys can't see it, but just sharing that because I know a lot of us, have upcoming travel and such, especially if you're going out of the country. Recommend getting yourself lined up and having your workout saved. Anything else that I missed? I think that's all we have. So Rachel is going to share tonight and lead the call. She did a call back in December about setting goals for 2024 and just how you kind of have that vision come to life. So she's going to share how tonight's call is going to be. Hopefully you guys can interact and participate because this call will be that, not for us to just sit and, listen, which I think is cool and important. So thank you for being here. Make sure you take a selfie that you are here and share it because you're giving time to growing yourselves. And thanks to Rach for leading us.
Well, thank you. I am gonna start off by paralleling off of the Brendan thing. If you haven't done the 3-day challenge that's in the body mindset block, or in the mindset tab, I recommend it. I started listening to the first one because I totally didn't even realize it was there. And then I saw it this morning and told my mom about it because she's actually one of my challengers and she struggles with self-esteem and just mindset in general. So I was like, I gotta preach or I gotta do what I gotta preach. So like I started listening to it and already in the first 10 minutes, I'm like, yes, oh my gosh, everybody needs to listen to this. So if you don't have growth day, it's like a very similar thing to a growth day challenge, but it's 3 days. So just segue into that. Tonight is really just like a working workshop on mindset and your vision board, and what you want to put into the world for this year. I shared mine in our message pod. I think I even shared it in the hub. I can't even remember because it was like a few weeks ago. But Danielle recently shared hers, and so we're gonna kind of work through hers. I'm going to use her as an example, but if you guys have questions or want help, like tuning in what you want for this year, like that's what this is for. So I have no slides, nothing, but I have her picture and her vision board that she shared with us that I'm going to share. So that way we can all kind of see what we're all talking about at the same time, because I love the fact that she, oh, I can't share it yet because Danielle has the hosting. I love that she shared it and it's so beautiful and there's so many amazing pictures in it and a quote and it's just lovely. But I wanted to more dive into what each of those mean to you and kind of put action steps behind it, because I feel like when we have a vision, we have all the pretty things that we like and they might mean something to us, but when we're looking at it every day, having action steps and the actual goal next to it is going to be more impactful for you to show up, if that makes sense. I did that on mine and I feel like that's kind of helped me like show up at the power hour at 9 o'clock when I could be doing other things. Or I have like stuff written out on my mirror in my workout room to remind me why I keep showing up to work out. Even if it's just half a workout and do the rest later, like I'm still showing up. So that's kind of what I wanted to work through today. And I already
You
told
should be
her,
able
so-
to share.
Okay, awesome. I already told her, so it's not like a surprise. I'm not mean like that. I'm not gonna be like, hey, you. So can y'all see the screen? Yes, okay. I don't have the chat pulled up though, so if you have something to say, just call it out. Okay, so Danielle, you might want to just like unmute yourself because I'm gonna be talking to you.
Okay.
Okay, so tell us what your vision is. Just based off that. What is your vision? What do you want for this year?
Okay, so this is honestly, so I didn't do it just quite for this year, because clearly a lot of these are like huge goals. But for this year, I would really like to be better in my business, especially with like leading a bunch of mamas and just women, to living a healthier life for them and their family. I see a bunch of partners who have like billions and thousands of freaking people that are, under them and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? I want to be like that. Like, I want people to see me and be like, oh my God, I want to, see exactly what she's all about. Like, I don't know. Like, I know what I'm saying in my mind, but at the
Yeah.
same time, like when I say it out loud, it's like, it's stupid.
No, it's not. That's what vision is all about. It's to go for those stupid big goals like that. That's huge. That's an
Yeah.
amazing goal to have. Not everybody that's a partner has goals like that.
Yeah.
So to actually verbalize the fact that that is a dream, that's a goal of yours, is humongous. So congrats to you for verbalizing that and sharing it with us. Okay, so tell us what the pictures represent to you. Like, what do they
Okay.
mean to you?
So with the house, look, I'm trying to sit here and like tap on the screen. But the house one in the background with like all that land, that is like a freaking dream house to me. I've always wanted to live in a farmhouse, like on a big land, pretty background. So one day we're gonna be living in a house like that. Um, and then the football field. So if y'all know me, my husband is a huge Cowboys fan. And he's always wanted to go to a Cowboys game. So one day I'm gonna make money where we can go and he can see a Dallas Cowboys game. So with Walt Disney in the background, I've never been to Disney World in my whole entire life, and I would love to one day take my kids. Um, so that is another dream that I would like to do, like go on a big old vacation like that. And then the girl in the bikini at the ocean, I aspire not just to look like that, but to, I guess, kind of like at least like kind of look like that, but not be like, you know, strong, but also be smaller, I guess. Be confident in a bikini when I'm
I
out
was
and
about to
about
say,
on
is
the
it the
beach.
empowerment of the being confident in the
Yeah.
bikini on the beach?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
That. And then with the yoga pose, like being able to stretch so easily like that, and make it look so easy. I don't know, that's like an inspiration to me. Oh my gosh, what just happened? And the travel Cancun one day. So I plan on next year being able to go to Mexico with my trip paid for, just like you. We're gonna go together. And the face your fears for me is literally like facing my freaking fears with this business. Putting myself out there and showing a bunch of positivity because recently I've been going through some pretty negative stuff in my life. So I plan on being positive and doing a lot of mindset and stuff like that.
And that's a positive, yeah, the positivity.
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Yes. And if you're not friends with her on Facebook, go watch her lives. Like she literally pours her heart out in her lives she did today, and it made me cry. And I love you so much because not that I know what it feels like, but I know similar like vibes of that. So it's not easy. And so that is a huge one. And I'm glad that's like first on the pictures, positivity, face your fears, because I mean, there's fears all around us every day that we don't even think about. And so facing your fears is huge. Okay, so I wrote down notes for each of the pictures and I kind of want to put into action goals. Like
Mhm.
I guess we have the goals. So how are you going to make them happen? What are things you're going to do? So let's start with like things like the partner stuff. So Success Club to Mexico. How are you going to get there? What are you going to do every day that's going to remind you that's what you're working for?
So my biggest issue has always been inviting.
Mhm.
I am terrible when it comes to messaging people because I sometimes make it sound salesy and I don't want it to sound salesy because I'm not about that at all. But that's my biggest issue.
Okay. Here's my 2 cents on inviting because girl, I literally said that to Danielle like a few weeks ago. So I'm really glad that you said that. The circle is coming around real hard. So the one thing you want to do, you just shared like your goal in this business is to be one of the top to connect a bunch of mamas together to change their life, right?
Mhm.
So every time you connect with somebody, think about that. Every time that you are going to a prospecting person, connect with them. Talk about what their kids are doing. Maybe you relate to something in one of their pictures. Comment and even message them because sometimes they don't even read the comments. Sometimes they don't read the message. But if you do both, then you got at least 2 shots that they're going to respond to you. Like connect with them and then it naturally will happen. Literally happened this week for me, no joke. I was sharing and posting and talking about Brooks, like interrupting my workout and blah, 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 blah. And this girl reached out to me on Facebook. Well, we were chit-chatting about baby stuff. And she's pregnant. She's 37 weeks pregnant, and she's about to buy a challenge pack. Like, it's those things like that where you connect with these people over things that have nothing to do with health and fitness. But she was telling me, I've kind of watched your postpartum thing. Like, there's no way that you just had a baby. And I was like, yeah, even a C-section 7 months ago. And she's like, oh my gosh, I need what you're doing, because I don't know how my birthing plan's gonna go. But like stuff like that, I don't even remember her, but we're friends on Facebook. We've been friends for a long time. She's from my hometown. I don't remember her. But like things randomly that you might connect over, like I've been sharing about the purees, connecting over stuff like that. Baby led weaning. People are like judging me to get all about it. Well, that's going to be a new post because stop judging mamas for what they choose. Like stuff like that. So don't think of inviting as like, I'm going in for a sale. I'm going in to help you change your life. I'm going in to share what's worked for me. And that's been one of my biggest issues since the beginning. I've been part of Beachbody for a really long time. And honestly, not until this last year that I really felt like I was in my right mindset to be a partner and to lead. So
I
it
was
takes
just gonna say, Rach, not to interrupt you, but Yvonne wrote in the chat, who's one of Danielle's challengers, I believe, and she said, I did not feel like it was salesy. I genuinely knew you wanted me to experience something great because you yourself are going through it. So that what Rachel was just gonna say, mindset, that's really what this conversation's about, right?
Mhm.
I'll
Thank
let
you,
you continue
Dawn.
just with sharing that.
Yeah, I can't read the chat because I will get distracted. So thank you for that. So action steps, maybe connect with a certain amount of people. I mean, that's part of our BAT. So action steps, connecting with 10 people a day, having connections with them, and then invite half of them, five a day, like build on that, like having those action steps. So we'll say connecting other mamas.
Well, and I would also take it a layer. I'm just adding my two
Yep,
cents.
go for
Like
it.
the mindset behind what you believe versus what your team is actually telling you is different, right? And often in any goal that we're pursuing, if you're scared to ask for a promotion, because there's some of you on this call that might not necessarily know all of the business things that she's talking about, but this relates to any goal in life, right? Like you want to ask for a raise at work. That's like a really hard thing for women mostly, because it's like, how do you pursue that? What do you say? You have to really share your value. And so you have to really have a strong mindset and the facts to back up why you're asking for what you want, right? Um, if you've gone through job interviews recently, like navigating how to ask for how much money, it kind of goes the same way. And I think for many of us, like, what are you regularly doing for your mind on a daily basis? So, Rach, maybe you can speak to that a little bit too, because I know we say you got to work on your mindset or you got to change the way you think, but like, what does that really look like in an action step? And what has helped you?
Okay. Yeah. So Danielle, what are you doing for your mindset? Are you part of Growth Day? Are you watching mindset videos in Body?
So I'm not doing that right now, but Josh did get me a book called You're Going to Make It, and it's like 50 evening and morning affirmations. And just like a little thing that I read every morning and then every night after I get off work before I go to bed. And it's just a little something to help me with my mindset then. I have been doing a little bit of the meditations in Body, like, just the body and soul. But what I have found with myself is I cannot relax long enough to shut my freaking brain off to where I can actually get into a real deep relaxation. And I don't know if it's because it's something I need to do daily or if it, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's what it is because I told Josh that today. I literally was doing a mind and body for like 15 minutes. And the whole time I sat there, like, my mind was just racing with all the things I needed to do today and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I can't relax. So I feel like maybe if I do like a little 5 minute before, when I get off work, even though by the time get off work, I'm so freaking tired. I just want to go to sleep, but then I can't sleep. So I'm wondering if maybe I need to do like a 5-minute meditation and see if that helps as well.
Megan, you're really good at the meditation. Did you have anything to add?
Brain dump. Brain dump all the time. I do it all the time. I told my boss I had to do this on Friday at the start of the workday because I just finished working out. She started blowing me up on my like Teams chat at 7:30 in the morning with like all these things we had to do. We had a huge work deadline. And I know she's like me. She just had to like write it all out there and to like get it out there. And I was like, hello, good morning, boss. How are you? Like, please don't attack me first thing in the morning. We talked about it later, but I was like, honestly, I had that and I had emails that were ridiculous, like out of control. And I was like, I had to shut everything off, brain dump everything. And then I did a meditation and then I could get back to it. But no, yes, write everything down. That helps a lot. Because if your mind is racing, it's the same thing. If that happens before you go to bed, write it all down. I have like notes on my phone that I do that. I have my like notebook that I write everything in. I probably brain dump every day at some point in some capacity, but it is very helpful, I will say.
She even shared it on her post today.
Because that's true. That is what I do.
Yeah. Brain dump is huge. I love the reading. I would also like if you find yourself doing mindless tasks like laundry, cooking, whatever, where you can just shut your brain off and listen to something. If you're an Audible person, put some ear pods in and listen to some personal development. There are so many good podcasts. There are so many good things that you can just listen to that are going to breathe positivity in, where you don't have to sit, be still, and read, but you can be pumping in positive words that are going to help you with confidence, that are going to help you with mindset, that are going to help you with like how you view yourself. Because I know once you work on the deeper parts of you, everything else is going to change. So I think that's really good as well. And we have tons of different people you can ask what podcasts they listen to or which episodes and stuff. I love Trent Shelton just because he's been through a lot in his life. He's really good. He is out in nature usually when he does his recordings. So you can hear birds chirping, which is really relaxing. Of course, Brendan Burchard, but there are so many good podcasts just on Spotify or Apple CarPlay or whatever you do. I don't do Apple, but whatever you do. I know Allie and
I
Danielle
do
have really good
Spotify.
ones too. Spotify, yeah. But that's a good one for mindset at least. And you can get in an episode a day. Like that would be my action step for you is get in an episode a day just so you are constantly putting in that positivity, because once you work on that and facing your fears, everything else is going to change. Like
And I
everything
feel like
else.
that's a big thing for me too, especially with all of the negativity I've had going on the last couple of weeks. Like I think mindset is a really huge thing for me right now. And I know too, since I have been posting on my stories when I'm reading my affirmations, I have had a couple of people reach out to me and they're like, hey, maybe we should do this every day together and like, kind of message each other and be like, hey, did you do this? And I was like, that's a really good idea to keep me going because I need accountability for that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anybody else have anything to share from that?
I was just going to say with the meditations and your mind focusing on other things, that's very normal, and to not get defeated when that happens. Sometimes I think we think that a meditation is supposed to be solely present and fully there and relaxed, and it's actually not. It's takes time, just like your muscles that you're building. It's a skill you have to develop to really connect to your body. I've been doing meditations probably for the last year more consistently because they've been on body and I've really loved them. And I still have times where it's harder for me. What I find is also doing them at a specific time of day that works best for me. So if I'm working from home, I will do them, which I know might be different for you because your kids are around. But for me, I do them in the middle of the day at lunch when I'm just like I'm overloaded. Like I had a deadline this week and it was just a lot. I just needed the 10 to 15 minutes to shut my brain off and really connect to myself. Or like right after when I come home from work, to kind of decompress and reset all right, I'm home now. This is a different space and a different mindset. So it might look different for you and when that works best for you, but I find that it's like a nice break that I get to realign to myself. But there is a connection that happens with your mind and body when you allow yourself to get there. So I think like Megan and Rachel were saying, maybe brain dump first, because this happens to me when I read in the morning on Zoom. You guys know I read every morning. If I start reading and I don't make a list first, I start thinking about all the things I have to do when I'm reading. And then I'm like, shit, I'm not really paying attention to what I'm reading. Right. So I would definitely take those tools of like, okay, this is my mindset time. I'm going to brain dump first so that I get the most out of it.
I just saw that we only have a few more minutes, but I think that's a great start on like writing down those action steps, making those clear, and then boosting out like specific goals. So there are all those areas of your life that you want. Write some numbers down. Danielle challenged me to put a number down for savings, and I told Eric, and he was like, "Oh, well, that was more than I was going to tell you." And I was like, "Well, let's get to it, honey." So like stuff like that, be specific, have a number. You might not hit it, and that's okay, but the person you are on the way to that number is what really matters. And that's where the growth happens. Writing it down is just to put you accountable for that's what you said you want to do. And so work for that, because when you shoot for the stars, you land in, what is it called? You land in the cloud. I don't know what the saying is, but you're almost there. Like, so that's what I got. Does anyone else have any questions, specific questions that they want to ask or share or anything else? Trent Shelton's amazing, so go listen to him. Go back to the mind. Literally, this is all about mindset, honestly, because everything starts up here. Your biggest enemy is up here. Your greatest cheerleader is up here. So once you work on this, everything else is going to change.
So I would challenge y'all. What is one thing you're going to do for your mind this week and have it in your daily routine? And like Rachel said, rather than it being another thing, make it something you can layer on to a thing that you're already doing. Like if you're already driving to work, instead of listening to music, choose a podcast, or you can listen straight to the mindset videos from Body in your car. If you're folding laundry, check yourself. What can I do for my mind? If you're cooking, add something for your mind. The more you can pump, I loved when Rachel said that, you pump positivity to your brain, because the more you surround yourself with, you are who you surround yourself with. That includes what you put in your ears, and your kids too. I know Allie is very a big proponent of like your kids are going to absorb what you allow them to listen to as well. And I sure as heck know my parents were not pumping out personal development videos or podcasts. I wish so, because they could learn a lot from it. But I hope this was helpful for you guys. And thanks, Rachel, for doing a workshop on this. Next week on Wednesday is our next call. I'll be posting it. If you guys have any friends that might be interested in our community or seeing what the heck partnering is about, you have challengers that are like, you'd be a rock star, get them on that call. I will post the event shortly so you can share the details. We're going to be doing a little sharing of our team and our family and what we do, because we have big goals this year for the growth of this team. And every single one of you is able to help one person, right? We all can, no matter where you are in your journey. And that's kind of my big goal for this year with this team. Like, let's help one and let's build from there. Because imagine if 50 women from our team helped one person this year, how fabulous that would be. I know when you think about it, it's like really cool. So reach out to the people that inspire you on this team and get them on that call, because we're going to share a lot of behind the scenes stuff and answer the questions and hesitations that are all very normal of like, how much time does this take? What do I actually have to do? You know, what are the awesome perks to being in Punta Cana with Allie and I? And when you guys see us go on the trip, you can be there too. So anyways, thank you for showing up and filling the call. I hope to see y'all on Zoom in the morning. Go get some sleep. Brain dump before you go to bed. You can put this into action right now so that you can sleep better and not wake up in the middle of the night freaking out about that one thing you can't stop thinking about. All right,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Thanks, Rach. Love ya.